All right, good morning and welcome to this breathwork and active flow class. My name is Brian, and I'm delighted to be here with you today to offer you this class in which we will do some activating breath. We'll do some gentle movement. We'll move into little core and hip work and finish with a twist and come back and do a balancing breath and move into our guided rest. So all in all, 45 to 50 minutes here today. As always, remember our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So ensure that you have whatever you need to support yourself in your practice available. And then avail yourself of those supports during the practice. So blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, shawls, eye cloth, chair, tissues, anything that you will support you in your practice, and ensure that you're using that. Remember that I will be offering and suggesting and inviting some things from over here. However, you are in the privacy of your own space by design, and your only requirement is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. So choose wisely. Listen to the wisdom of your own body. Modify any posture at any time, come out of any posture at any time, take any alternative posture at any time. Anytime you feel like you're overexerting, overdoing, you've lost the thread of the breath, please stop, regain the connection to the breath, and come back in as you are ready and willing and able. Our goal, as always, is to be calm, steady, focused on the breath, and moving within our own body. So your practice will look different than anyone else's, including mine. Your breath rhythm will be different than anyone else's, including mine. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, and your practice. All right, as always, we will land, find our supports, establish ourselves in the present moment, raise some gratitude, and set our intention, and then we'll move into our breath. So find your supported posture. Find a posture of support, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that means for you. Take a moment to bring yourself into that. Come into this place and into this space. And then from that supported posture, I invite you to lengthen your side body, lengthen your spine, lengthen your crown. Experiment with tucking the chin and moving the head so that you feel the back of the neck release, so that you can feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. Noticing what occurs in your torso as the spine elongates and aligns. Keeping the spine elongated and aligned, I invite you to come into the present moment by coming into the breath. Turn your awareness to your breathing. Find your inhale as it appears underneath your nasal passages, and begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils, following the inhalation all the way in and the exhalation all the way out. Holding your awareness right there, notice how the next inhale arrives just when it is needed, and allow that inhale in and that exhale out. And as you find yourself here supported with an elongated spine and you're breathing, and just knowing that you're breathing, maybe you notice the other distractions begin to slip away. And holding your awareness on your breath on your next inhale, I invite you, if you choose, to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And turning your awareness to your heart space, I invite you to allow to arise in your heart space any one thing for which you are grateful. A sense of gratitude, maybe for you today, just a possibility of gratitude. And whatever arises when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye and to anchor your gratitude in your heart space. And then, having established support, come into the present moment and allow gratitude to arise. I will invite us finally, if we choose today, to set an intention for your practice. Perhaps a simple intention to just be right there with each inhale, or to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listening as the echoes of your intention perhaps reverberate in your being, I'll invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop towards your grateful and intentional heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention as I say, Namo, Namaste. And then lift the chin, release the hands. Take a moment here to take a full inhale and a complete exhale. And then switch your cross if you need to, adjust your posture if you need to find a supported seat. We're going to begin with an activating breath. Surya Bheda, breath of the sun, an activating breath. It's a simple breath. You inhale through the right nostril and you exhale through the left nostril. Long, deep yogic breath, full inhale without stress, strain, or exertion. Complete exhale, letting go completely. We're going to do 20 repetitions, 20 repetitions. Now, everyone's breath count is different, so just be in your own rhythm. I'll count the first couple for a cadence just to get an idea, but you do not have to be in my cadence. It's just a guideline. All right. So the body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or just beyond the tip of the nose if the eyes are narrowed. You can use mental awareness to bring your awareness to the nostril in question, or you can use your hand mudra if that's in practice for you. Take a full inhale, a complete exhale, and then begin. Inhaling right, and exhaling left. So you may have a simple 4 or 5 count inhale, perhaps. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the right nostril. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the left nostril. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Your rhythm, your pace, your practice. Now, if you lose your count, as many of us do, don't sweat it. The effect is not going to be diminished if you only did 19 instead of 20, nor are you going to elevate and levitate if you did 21 instead of 20. So don't overstress on the count. You're just here. Body very still. Awareness on the inhale in the right nostril and the exhale in the left nostril. Focus at the brow point if the eyes are closed. And just beyond the tip of the nose if the eyes are narrowed. Now, if you finish your 20 before me, just sit very still and notice the effect of this practice on your mind states. We use these tools for emotional regulation to learn how to manage and control our mind states, our physiological reactions, and our sense of being. Two more if you're with me. Now, if you finish after me, that's fine. We're going to sit quietly for a moment anyway, so don't feel like you have to rush. As you complete your 20th, just be very still. Release any shaping of the breath, any shaping of the body. Allow everything to settle. Notice what's shifted for you, if anything. Just be here. Check in with your gratitude. Check in with your intention. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. And then make your way around to your mat. We're going to begin on our backs today. So just come down onto your back on your mat. Find a fully supported posture. So extend your legs. Keep the heels and toes touching, and then heels and toes touching. Toes pointed toward the ceiling, very neutral. So no stress, no strain there. Let the hands come down initially by the sides, palms down, so that you can feel the full length of your spine. And then we're just going to begin here with a little gentle stretch. So on your inhale, just let your arms rise over the head. Hook the thumb, cross the thumb one in front of the other. It doesn't matter which way. We're going to go both ways. So just gently hook the thumb. And then as you inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. And as you're lengthening through the fingertips, simultaneously lengthen through the heels. So press the heels to the bottom of your mat, the fingers to the top of your mat, and the toes may flex back toward your face. Get long here. It's like a good morning stretch. Like, good morning. Full inhale. Exhale. Let the toes come back to neutral. Switch the interlock of your thumb. And then as you inhale, again, lengthen through the fingers towards the top of your mat, but this time press the toes away from the face. So lengthening away from toes moving to the bottom, fingers moving to the top, and another big good morning stretch. Full inhale. And exhale, release to neutral. Bring your hands down by your sides. Now, gently bring the knees to the ceiling, the heels toward the hips. Lengthen through the crown. Feel that lower spine. So the tendency here is for the lower spine to arch. So imagine you can pull down on your side ribs or lengthen through your spine to feel that lower spine on the mat. That's your support there. Feel that. And then we're going to gently walk the feet out to the wide edges of the mat. Let the knees fall together. Take your hands out 60 to 90 degrees so you have some space here. And then you're just going to gently begin to windshield wipe your legs. Gently. So we don't want to over rotate here. It's a very gentle movement, right? Knees go right, knees go left, adduction and abduction. And we're just gently allowing the knees to tip open. I'm sorry, gently allowing the hips to fall open as the knees move. Gentle movement here, very gentle. The key word for today is be gentle with yourself. Can you be gentle with yourself? Now, gentle is as gentle does, and gentle is different for everyone. So not only are you gentle in your physical movement, but perhaps you're gentle in your opinionation, in your focus, in your intention, in your conversation with yourself and with others.
Gently opening the hips here. Okay, one more here. Inhale back to center. Walk the feet back in towards each other. Pick up the feet and bring the knees in toward the chest. Maybe reach up and squeeze just below the knees, just releasing that upper back. A little rock side to side on that upper back. And if any tension in the lower back might be released here, maybe rotate the legs. Okay. All right, and then bring your feet back to the mat. And then this time we're going to let the knees fall open and let the heels and toes, the soles of the feet come together. Now, as you let your knees fall open, you may find that your knees might like some support. Great place to have a block or two to place under your knees to help support them. And experiment with your heels in relation to your hips to find the place that you feel most open. It's opening the hips here. And you may put your hand to your abdomen to notice that this is a position of relaxation for the abdomen. So if you're feeling tension in the core, maybe you just kind of feel until, okay, where does that get released? Where are my heels so that my core can release? And we're just going to be here for a minute and maybe a little gentle butterflying motion with the knees, right? If you like, you want to just tease the hips open a little bit, you can. Not necessary, not required. The body will open on its own. It doesn't really need any forcing or exertion. It just needs allowance. Take an inhale here and an exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. If you like, take your hands to the outside of the thighs and gently bring the thighs back together, the knees back together, the heels in toward the hips. Hands down by the sides, bring the knees back in toward the chest. Maybe reach up and squeeze, rock a little side to side. Very gentle. All right, and then bring your hands down alongside your hips. Now you have options here. You can bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones. That's the pointy bone at the base of your hip girdle. Or you can even bring the back of your palms underneath the SI joint. That's the top of the buttocks to feel more supported. We're going to take the feet up now. If you take your feet straight to the ceiling, you will feel the full length of your spine supporting you. If you take your feet towards where the ceiling and the wall come together, you will feel a little bit less support in the spine. If you take your feet halfway up your wall, you will feel even more engagement in the core, in the glutes, in the hamstrings, in the hip flexors, and a little less support in the spine. And obviously, if you bring your feet down where they're just hovering over the mat, now you're using mostly the musculature. So find your supports for this posture. And we're simply going to piston the leg. So as you inhale, you'll press through the heel of one leg and bring the opposite knee in toward the chest. Now I'm demonstrating this at the ceiling. So this is full support of the spine. Remembering that support precedes action. We find our supports. Now I'm going to adjust. Now my feet are moving towards where my wall and ceiling come together. A little more engagement in the hamstring, the glute, the quad, the hip flexor. Core is engaged here. Find your place. I'm moving halfway down my wall. I'm just simply inhaling and exhaling, pressing through the heel as you bring the opposite knee toward the chest, finding your rhythm. So you're calm, steady, focused on your breath, and moving within your own body. Now maybe you feel the heat, especially if you're bringing your feet down low where the core is fully engaged and we're generating a little fire in the belly here. Breathing in, breathing out. Waking up the body. Being here, being present, checking with our gratitude and our intention. A few more here. Inhale, both legs long. And then slowly lower your legs down to the mat. Let the toes fall open. Turn the palms up. Take a full inhale deep into the belly. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Bring the heels and toes together. Knees toward the ceiling, heels toward the hips. Feel yourself pressing into the feet. Notice as you press into the feet, what happens. You might feel that pelvic bowl begin to tip. You may feel that your lower buttocks beginning to lift off the mat. That's the feeling you want. Support is in the feet here. So we're pressing into the feet. The knees are in parallel, so lightly touching, moving toward each other. Crown is long. Palms down by the sides, forearms and palms and fingertips supporting. As you inhale, tilt the pelvic bowl, begin to roll the buttocks up off the mat. Now this might be your edge. If you like, continue to press into the feet, continue to roll up into the lower back, and then maybe into the middle back, and then maybe even into the upper back. This is our bridge posture here. So pressing into the feet, knees moving in parallel, away from the face, belly button rising toward the ceiling, engaging through the lower back, the glutes and the hamstrings. Breathing here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Now we're going to pulse this if you like. You can stay in your bridge. You can come down, support yourself if you like. Or otherwise, we're going to inhale and roll up a little bit, maybe shine a little brighter. On the exhale, gently roll down until the buttocks are just hovering over the mat. And then inhale, roll back up. Moving in your own body with your breath. The inhale starts, the movement starts, the inhale stops, the movement stops, the exhale starts, the movement starts, the exhale stops, the movement stops. Moving with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Steady and calm, focused on the breath, moving within our own body, being gentle with ourselves. Now, this can be a challenging posture, so notice what happens to your objective or idea of gentleness as you are challenged. Inhale up. Exhale, slowly lower down. When you get down, bring your knees into the chest, squeeze and rock and release. Let that lower back release, whatever you need to do there. Maybe some hip circles in both directions, just gently releasing that lower spine. Whew. And then extend the legs long and roll to your belly. Either direction, doesn't matter. All right. Now, let us start first with a little stretch. We're going to mimic the stretch we did earlier. So bring your forehead, your nose, or your chin to the mat. Extend your arms overhead. Interlock the thumbs. Either direction, doesn't matter. As you inhale, just reach long to the fingertips. Press the toes toward the bottom of the mat, the fingers toward the top of the mat. Just feel that stretch on the back side of the body. As you exhale, switch the interlock of the thumb and roll the toes under. Inhale, press long to the fingertips and back to the heels. The knees might lift. Inhale, feel that stretch along the back side of the body. Exhale, release the toes, release the hands. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. The thumbs are right at the breast line. Move your shoulders away from your ears. So down the back toward the hips, elbows move toward the hips. Press into the tops of feet. Maybe you feel the knees engage. Inhale, lift the crown of your head, but lift it toward the top of the mat. So we're not lifting the head up by bobbing the neck. We're extending through the crown. And as we extend, we may feel the face lift, the heart come forward. This is our cobra posture. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the elbows toward the hips. Shine a little brighter, perhaps. Inhale. Exhale. And we're going to pulse this. So as you inhale, we shine a little brighter. And exhale, gently lower down, bringing your chin, forehead, or nose back to the mat or toward the mat. Moving with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Your rhythm, your pace. Moving with your breath in your practice. One more here. Inhale up. Maybe lighten your fingertips a little bit. Maybe even pick up your hands. Feel that. Exhale, slowly lower down. Curl the toes of the feet. Press into the ball of the foot and back through the heel. Press down into the fingertips and the heel of the palm. Inhale here. Exhale, press yourself up to a tabletop. So your knees are directly under the hips. Your hands are under the shoulders, not out wide. The tendency is for it to be too wide. And maybe your hands are a little bit in front of your shoulders. That creates a little space for you. The spine is long here. The crown extends towards the top of the mat. The hips are extending toward the bottom of the mat. We're going to begin our cat postures here with the breath. On the inhale, the belly will feel as if it's dropping, even though it's not. The lower spine may feel as if it's arching a little bit because we're trying to arch there. And then when the crown lifts and the heart comes forward, the hips roll up. Arching in the lower spine, lifting the crown and the heart on the inhale. On the exhale, we round the spine, pressing the spine up toward the ceiling as we release the chin toward the chest and the crown toward the mat. And the hips will roll back and under. And then move with your breath. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round and release. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. We do these simple movements so that we can begin to align movement with breath. So feel into your ujjayi or victorious or ocean breath. And by that I mean tighten. If you're not familiar with ocean breath, you're bringing a little bit of tension or tightness to the back of the throat, the glottis. And as you do that, it makes the breath, creates a little tension in the throat, creates a little challenge for the breath in the nostrils, and you may begin to hear audibly your breath in your nostrils. And as you begin to hear your breath in your nostrils, you can begin to move to the rhythm of your breath. Couple more here. Inhale to neutral, long through the crown. Exhale, simply press your hips back toward your heels, coming into your extended wisdom pose or child's pose. Let your forehead drop. Maybe you need support for your forehead. Your forehead doesn't reach the mat. Use your block to support your forehead or your chest. And then once you've found your support for your chest and head, go ahead and bring the hands back by the feet, palms up. So releasing the wrists, any tension that might have come in those wrists. Releasing the shoulder girdle. releasing the lower back. This is a wonderful posture of rest. You come to this posture at any time to reestablish yourself, checking in with your gratitude and your intention. Full inhale here. Complete exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On the inhale, take the hands long. On the exhale, come back into your table. Now we're going to move a little bit in table through the core. Oh, I love it. Right on time. Okay. So we're going to extend the right leg by pressing into the ball of the right foot and pressing back through the right heel, lifting the right knee and the right thigh. So feel the full length of that right leg. And as you press into the ball of the foot and back through the heel, you'll feel that length. Breathe into that full inhale. Complete exhale. On your next inhale, let the heel float up, even with the buttocks, the shoulders, the head, and then press the toes away from you. Get long through that leg. Three-legged table here. Breathing, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. On your exhale, bring that right knee back down underneath the hip, and we're going to go to the left side. Inhale, roll over the ball of the left foot, lift the left knee and left thigh, press back through the left heel. Get long and strong. Exhale here. On the inhale, let the left heel float level with the hips and the shoulders. Press the left toes away. Breathe in, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. As you exhale, bring the left knee back underneath the hip. Now, adding on if you like. Inhale, roll over the ball of the left foot, press back through the right heel, and let the heel float even with the hips, pressing the toes away. Exhale here. On your next inhale, if you like, take your left hand, bicep frames the ear, extend the left fingers towards the top of your mat. Breathing here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. As you exhale, slowly bring that hand and that knee back down. Take a breath to stabilize. And then we're going to go to the other side. Inhale, roll over the ball of the left foot, lift the left heel, press the left toes away. Exhale, get stable. On your inhale, if you like, extend your right arm, bicep by ear, right fingers long. Full inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that left knee, right palm back down. Take an inhale to prepare. Cleanse. Release. Exhale completely. One more variation if you like. Inhale, right leg and heel long, left arm extends. Now, stay here, or you can fold that right knee, bring the right heel toward the ceiling. Stay here, or you can reach back with the left hand, find the toe, top of the foot, whatever's available. Maybe it's just the same zip code. Don't worry about it. Breathe in here. If you find the foot, lift the knee, align the spine, let the crown rise, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. As you exhale, release the foot without flopping. Extend the leg and the arm. Inhale. Exhale, bring that hand and that knee back down. Take a breath, lengthen the crown. Sigh it out, release. And left leg, right arm. Again, stay here or any variation thereof. Fold the left knee, left heel to the ceiling.
Reach back with the right hand. Find the ankle, the top of the foot, big toe, yogi toe lock, whatever's available. Maybe you're just in the same area code. Breathe in, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. On the exhale, release without flopping. Extend the arm and the leg. Full inhale. Exhale, bring that hand and that knee back down. Inhale, get long. Exhale, walk your hands out. Keep the hips high. Walk the hands out in front of you. Bring your chest toward the mat. Heart melting pose. Bringing your forehead toward the mat. Maybe use your block here again for support. Extending through the arms. Feeling the length in the underside of the arms. Releasing the chest. Releasing the crown. If your crown is on the block or on the mat, maybe your little side to side rotation of the head, massaging the forehead from temple to temple. Maybe not. The heart is melting. This is heart melting pose. So we're letting the heart melt. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. On your next inhale, lift the head, walk the hands back underneath. The shoulders coming back into your tabletop. Inhale, extend long. We're going to do one more from this posture. So, inhale here. And I like to start by extending the leg. So extend the right leg. You don't have to do it this way, but I find that this gives me a little room. Reach back through that right foot. Inhale. And then as you exhale, bend the knee and bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Help it if you need to. Walk it forward if you need to so that the ankle is underneath or in front of the knee. Supporting the knee. We're just going to work in this hip a little bit. So just find this space. Maybe your toes angle slightly off the side of the mat. Create a little space for yourself. Long through the crown. The light weight in the tips of the fingers, pressing into that right heel, down into that left knee. And we're just feeling into that extension through the hip. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Inhale. Exhale. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Now, inhale here. And as you exhale, maybe you can lean into that right knee a little bit, bringing that left thigh toward the mat a little bit, feeling that extension through the hip. Maybe it's just a subtle movement, maybe very gentle. Might not be much movement there at all. Know where you need to be, know where you need to go, just being gentle with yourself. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, press back the hips toward the heels, maybe straightening that right leg a little bit, maybe dropping your forehead a little bit towards that right knee. And maybe it's just, again, a subtle movement. Maybe you don't feel much movement at all here. And then we're going to work with this. Inhale here. Exhale here. And then we're just going to work with this in a little dynamic pulsing. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hips forward, bend into that right knee, down into that left knee, thigh forward. Inhale, press back. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, press back. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, press back. Exhale, bend in. Inhale, come back to neutral.
On your exhale, take that right knee back underneath the hip. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, establish yourself here. On the inhale, maybe straighten the left leg or just prepare yourself to bring that left foot forward. On the exhale, bring the left foot forward outside the left hand. Ankle in front of the knee, toes slightly angled perhaps. Find a little lightness in the fingertips as we feel into the extension through the right knee and left heel. Inhale here. Exhale. Maybe you sink into that left knee a little bit, bringing that right thigh forward. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. As you inhale, press the hips back, begin to straighten that left leg, straighten-ish, micro bend. Just rolling back. Exhale, sink into the left knee, right thigh brings forward. Move with your breath. Inhale, press back. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. And then exhale, bring the left knee underneath. Press the hips back toward the heels. Release the hands. Come into your wisdom child's pose. Breathe in here. Release everything. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Maybe wiggle your wrists. Maybe a little tension in your wrist from all that load bearing. Full inhalation. Slowly bring yourself torso upright. Roll off of your hips and come around to your seated posture. We'll move into our balancing breath and into our guided rest. So we're going to do a balancing breath now. We did an activating breath to start, and now we did some active movement, and now we're going to balance that all out with an alternate nostril breath. So the pattern is, so the breath work is the same. The body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostril. Focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, at the tip of the nose, just beyond the tip of the nose if the eyes are narrow. The pattern will be inhaling through the left nostril. At the top of the, we'll switch awareness. On the exhale, we'll switch. Exhale through the right. We'll inhale through the right. At the top, we'll switch and exhale left. So we're switching on the exhales. That's one round. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Mental awareness or your hand mudra as you are called to do so. So full inhale to prepare. Complete exhale. And then inhale through the left nostril. Your rhythm. Switching your awareness at the top, exhale right. Your pace. Inhaling here through the right. Your breath. Switching at the top, exhale left. Your practice. Continue that pattern. Inhaling left. Long full inhalation. Exhaling right. Complete exhale. Inhaling right. No stress, no strain, no exertion. Exhaling left. Emptying completely, being fully present here. Working on your breath and knowing that you're breathing in. Inhale left. Exhale right.
Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Just sitting and breathing. Now, if you like, if you're comfortable with this pattern and you like, as you finish your inhale through the left, you could choose to gently retain for a couple of counts before exhaling left or right, excuse me. And the same thing as you inhale through the right. If you choose at the top of your inhale, you can gently retain for a couple of beats before switching your awareness and exhaling left. Not necessary, just adds a little flavor to the practice. If you find that adding that light retention is throwing off your rhythm and your focus and your balance, then please just breathe. One more round wherever you are. So that when you next find yourself exhaling left, release the pattern, release the shaping of the breath. Bring your hands into your lap so that your right palm, the back of your right palm is in your, back of your right hand is in your left palm. Fingers are crossing and the thumbs lightly touch. Hands in the lap, lengthen the spine, steady, find your steady, sure posture. Just be very still, close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, focus at the brow point, otherwise narrow your gaze, find something not moving just beyond the tip of your nose, just allow yourself to be. Get very still and release. This is your rest, your integration of your practice. Allow everything to settle and just be still. You're done. Be done. Allow yourself to let go of any analysis of the practice. Stop processing anything, just be. Allow the breath to come and go without shaping. Just notice. Perhaps you notice that as you allow and settle in, the breath gets quiet, body gets quiet. Maybe even the mind gets quiet. Maybe, maybe not. And as you move into this practice, this posture, you may wish to provide yourself with any additional support that you like in this posture. Maybe you have an eye cloth. Maybe you have a shawl or a blanket. Anything that might provide you perhaps 1% more support. Feel free to grab that now. and just settle into rest. Take a moment to be gentle with yourself, to give yourself the gift of this moment of rest. In this moment, there is nowhere you need to be. There is nothing you need to do. In this moment, you are free to be just as you are and to allow yourself to be just as you are. Steady, sure, calm, in the safety and security of your own space. Notice the supports that are available for you, gravity holding you in place. Notice the effect of your practice with gentle curiosity, without analysis or clinging, without avoidance or pushing away. Just notice what's different for you. 45 or 50 minutes of altered awareness, mindful movement, breath awareness, maybe a meditative state, being in guided rest. Where's the gratitude? And as you feel into the possibility perhaps of stillness, possibility of centering behind the heart, the possibility of allowing the moment to be, possibility of just being yourself, I'll invite us to explore this particular space and place in the awesome power of silence for the next minute or so. And if perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then gently and compassionately return your awareness to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to take a full inhalation. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop gently toward your chest. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, slowly allow your eyelids to flutter open or your focus to return. Bring yourself back to yourself. And then to the meeting as a whole. Lifting the chin, returning your awareness to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you once again to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. And once again, to allow to arise in your heart space any one more thing for which you are grateful. And again, I invite you to turn your awareness into your heart space and see your gratitude, what has arisen for you. See it clearly in your mind's eye. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I will take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you like. And perhaps more importantly, when you do finally rise, please, please, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.